just going to go ahead and hop into it. So, I wrote something down that I've been listening to a lot about. And it goes with Kanye West. It comes from It Is What It Is podcast with Cameron and Mace. It's more along the lines, I guess they have their own issues with whatever they got. I don't know them. They don't know me, but they know each other. Within that realm, they have their own issues. He said something that caught my attention because it just wasn't about Kanye West. It was more along the lines of today's society. And I said, in today's society, are people being conveniently gay for modern times? It's the first part. And the ones that were gay, you don't really see in that light anymore. So, let's talk about it.
I say yes. I think that gay or homosexuality at this point is becoming more of a fad than what it is for the whole relationship part.
What relationship part?
Like actually wanting to be with someone, a partner. I think a lot of the kids are finding it more of a thing to say than what it is to actually be gay. A lot of them flip-flop back. And old school gay, there was no flipping-flopping back. Either if you were a lesbian, then you were a lesbian. You only messed with women. And if you were a homosexual man, that's all you messed with was men. There was no back and forth.
I mean, but there still were bisexuals.
Yes. But these ones today aren't calling themselves bisexual. A lot of them are still identifying as lesbians or homosexual men.
I agree. Yes, people are being really gay. I have many things that bother me about them. Outside of diseases, which is overall the main concern for the world. That's wild. Many of people aren't getting tested. And you're going around doing something for convenience, more along the lines of impulse. To me, I know this person's right here, I can call them, it's impulse, meaning you never took the time to know this person and know what this person's really doing. This person could be doing anything and everything in the streets. You're only calling it upon convenience. On impulse decisions, you don't really know what everybody's doing. So it's easy to contract diseases for me in that sense. The conveniently gay thing, but the conveniently gay thing itself bothers me. I'm a little older, from the early 80s, where some of the shit was real. And now it's just a game to everybody. The actual being gay and the actual emotions part of it. People were actually really attracted to the same sex, and now I feel it's just convenient for the attention. I hang out with this person all the time. Me and this person may have a connection. It's not real. If you dated either sex or were attracted to either sex in the very beginning, and now because everybody's doing this gay, bisexual, lesbian type shit, you know, niggas just hopping on board for that trend. And I find that to be a very wild trend.
Sexual people, to me, are equally impulsive. Definitely for the 20-year-olds out here. Whether you're sleeping with women just on the convenient thing, but guys do it too. You sleep with ugly girls.
That's not a gay thing. That's on the convenience thing, sure.
Yeah.
But that's not.
I was like,
gay
they
for
both
convenience.
equally make impulsive decisions as
True.
far as
People
that.
make impulsive decisions, but being gay.
It is more so just on the intimate attention. I don't see too many males do it, but I commonly run into hearing stories of women that actually do that. And I think for the reason is because women are more sensual, they're more affectionate, so they're trying to chase that part. I think a lot of ladies don't feel that you get that from a male, so you prefer to chase that part for a female, but it's not okay for you to run back to guys for the sexual part.
Right. So I mean, so how can we understand that for females then? Because that's saying a female is actually missing something, but that means she's actually just playing games. Because if this is female traits, then females have no real attachment. It's just what benefits them at the moment. That's what it sounds like.
Not necessarily. I just think that you look for what's in the same sex, the parts that you don't get from the opposite sex. I think
for convenience.
Yeah.
Still playing games, but just convenient and gay. They're not really gay. No, dudes do it too, I'm sure.
Yeah, for them it's not going to be for the intimate part.
Well, I'm sure it's more just for the intimate part.
The sexual part, I would say, with the guys, not like
emotion.
I want to be, I want to be loved or feel loved. No guy is holding on to another guy every night. That's not what you're in search for. I feel like when it's conveniently gay, it's more so like the thrill of it.
So the second part to that question was the ones that were gay, you don't see that light no more. Why do you think that is? You have people that's coming out to be gay, and then you have people that were so-called gay, publicly, privately, now publicly they're telling you that they're either not gay or they just disappeared from that scene altogether.
Kind of makes you feel like it was media pushing that, really. Maybe they wanted society to be influenced to turn more people into gay.
But why?
A lot of things to me, even though it goes back to like religious parts of it. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of this stuff is to pull us away from Yeshua or Jesus. If you're not familiar with calling him Yeshua, I feel
God.
Well, God. I feel like it's to break that bond overall, because even though homosexuals are able to get married at this time, it's still not morally right. I feel like a lot of the stuff is a jab at God. So that's why they're pushing it this way. And then with a lot of the older homosexuals who you saw more openly, a lot of them don't identify with what this new age is pushing and what they're standing for. It's bullshit to them too. They fought for a lot of rights and things, and new age is just kind of making fun of it in a sense. Why do you think?
I feel like when you're gay, I think me personally, on speculation, I feel like it's a confusion thing overall. You don't know, I guess, and you're trying to know, but by nature, you know it's not right by nature. Given that it's not right, you may proceed, but as time goes along, it doesn't feel right. I drink, for instance, just trying to make an analogy here. Drinking is cool, but if you drink too much, you start not to feel right. And I feel that's probably what's happening with gay people. They feel that I did something wrong. With that I did something wrong, because there's a lot of gay people that go to church too, which I didn't understand in the first place, which I'm starting to get now. But it's real. So when I say it's real, God is real. Even if you live in a dark place and you're chilling in the light shines and it will pull you closer to it every time. Not saying you won't ever go back, but you will see the light. And I think that's what's happening to the gay people that were publicly gay. And what we say about the media, I guess that goes into another thing with religion, but I'll save that for another show. I feel it's definitely a religious thing that's making them go straight. I mean, because if you've been fucking the same sex, women can't really do it, but they can do some weird shit. But if you go from that and into a woman, like actually like a woman, not that whole, but a woman, I mean, it's different. So you have to, you must be gaining some kind of clarity, because there's no way that you were adamant on this, and now it's like, I'm not gay no more. Like, I don't. That can only be God, in my eyes. You try to be in that dark place. A dark place is no fun. I'm sure.
There was such a big controversy over that little girl, JoJo Siwa, the one who used to wear like the rainbow headband. She was known for Tourette's and everything. A lot of little kids liked her extremely, and then I felt like when she was at the peak of her career, she turned around and she turned 18 and announced that she was gay. After that, that's all you saw a little bit with her and Girlfriends, which is recently she was on this reality show, and now this child is talking about that she doesn't feel like she's gay anymore. Even though she has a girlfriend at home, she was getting closely intimate with this cast member. Maybe media is picking the ones that they feel are the most influential to people and pushing them to be gay.
What if they're not actually gay but pushing the storyline?
Yeah.
So being gay conveniently and having a storyline of being gay is two different things. I feel like, I'm not sure if Lil Nas X was actually gay. I don't even want to find out. I feel like he was media gay.
Could have gone back and forth. I don't really think he was gay, but it could have been conveniently gay for record sales.
But that's media gay. Conveniently gay is what Kanye West is doing. And I say conveniently gay because we don't know he's gay. All he's doing is talking about being gay. He says he sucked some dick, sure. Then he comes out a week later and says, nigga, I'm gay. But at the same time, you're trying to sell a record right now.
Yeah.
Like, when have you ever pushed the gay narrative? Like, we just heard you, how you said faggot, and that's understandable. But when have you ever pushed the gay narrative? I mean, even Cam said it, nigga. You've been in the public eye for the last, 23 years. We're 2025, nigga. Even if you was gay 5 years ago, who would have gave a fuck?
Yeah.
So gay 2020 to gay 2025 is the same fucking thing. In the eyes of reality. I'm talking about today. People are gay every fucking day. Nobody cares. So why wait now until it's album time?
And then pull it out there.
And then got a record talking about, it's wild. Nas X, I don't know if he was gay, but he came out like that. And that, to me, is media gay. Because they pushed his gayness hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Then, you caught him talking differently, and not too far long ago. Where is he now?
I know, yeah. It was just for sales. It's to push the narrative to the kids. Can't really push it to us, our generation, and beyond that. We're past all of that.
I think there was one, beat I heard of Nas X that was pretty dope. This other dude. But it's pretty dope. My thing is, I don't even listen to these cats like that for real. I just don't, because the music has changed for me. So I can understand, with older people or younger people, how the music changes and how it affects them. But how their attitudes work with the music they hear. That being said, I don't feel like. I mean, if you like Nas X, does that mean you have to be gay?
No.
If you like Schmurder, does that mean you have to be gay?
No, but it strikes a feeling inside of you.
Like,
After you know.
but I slap some Schmurder right now. Ain't nothing about me near Schmurder.
Right.
On any type of level. No killing niggas, not like that. No snitching, and no laying up with niggas.
Schmurder is definitely not. Well, he was conveniently gay because of jail. But he's not really conveniently.
Nah, Schmurder gay.
Yeah.
Like that's not
his
conveniently
lifestyle.
gay yet. Like that nigga gay. That's not here for me to talk about because that doesn't matter. That's preference is your preference.
Right.
My thing is, why are you just being conveniently gay for the moment?
It's kind of lazy.
Right.
You don't want to put in the effort to go and actually.
Like now I can just grab this fucking fan base.
Because it's right here and I can deal with this. It's very lazy.
I don't like it.
Gotta stop doing that. Gotta stop playing with people's emotions like that.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
I've been catching this clip online, streaming a lot lately. And it was about a husband exposing his wife for cheating on him. And he chose to do it at his birthday party, of all things. I'm just going to do a quick recap on it. There was a male, and a female. They live in New Jersey. He's a firefighter. And his wife had threw a birthday party for his 40th. And while in front of everyone, family and friends, waiting for him to do a speech, he took it upon himself to let everyone know all of the evidence that he had found of his wife cheating and messages and everything. He took his ring from her, and during the recording, you can hear people making comments about him finding out, which I'm assuming this is a lot of her friends were the ones. Him nor her were the people who exposed the video to the world. It was shot from a different angle, so a few shots we've seen have came from guests. I had 2 questions for this topic. My first is, do you think there's a chance of them getting back together?
Me personally, I said just on the intimate level, on the sexual level, that sexual level may enhance something later on. Personally, I seen that clip and I think they're in their late 30s, early 40s. And so given that age, and I try to think about myself if I would go through some shit like that, and the time frame, it's like, yeah, it's time that was spent, but also that was time that was spent that you didn't treasure whatsoever. There's be a lot of trust issues. So I'd say I don't think it's salvageable at all. Like, in its early ages, sure, but as you are now, I don't know how long they've been together. I'm pretty sure, well, we talked and seen some things. They have a family.
Yeah.
So the nigga gets up every day and works hard for his family. I'm sure he's a fucking firefighter.
Right.
I mean, he's running into the fucking face of death every day. When he has to face it. I'm sure some of it's for him, but a lot of it's to make sure his family has a good, decent life. It's to shit on that and throw that back in somebody's face? Like, nah. No. It doesn't matter what profession you are, but I know certain professions would heat things up. If she was a nurse and she was fucking with a doctor, that's kind of common.
Right.
If it was 2 lawyers, it's kind of common. They're spending all this time together. It's kind of common. He's a firefighter. He's gone.
He's won a lot.
If you're just a home wife and niggas running into face of death for you every day, no matter what, there's no justifying it. Given that you're just at home, not doing anything, just chilling and enjoying the perks, fuck no. Fuck no. You can never come back from that. Even if it was a doctor or lawyer thing, there's still no coming back from that. And it's understandable. How? You're just chilling?
Right.
Bitch, you riding in the fucking Bentley?
I wish I could have got a little bit more of their backstory.
And yeah, the backstory does make a difference on the opinion. But at the end of the day, I still don't see no salvaging it in his late years versus his early years. I don't know about you.
I don't think it's a point of trying to save it when you publicly announce it. I kind of feel like you're telling everyone that you're done. You're letting everyone know.
But they didn't publicly announce it.
He announced it to the family and friends. That's publicly at a party. I'm pretty sure it was her dad is probably the one who got into a fight with him in a portion of that clip. Mm-hmm. You let them know that this is what she's been, her friends and everyone knew that's what she had been doing. However, you let your parents and everyone know that's what values.
The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom.
I mean, but then again, you can see why a person would not want, like, when dudes be like, chicks be like, I'm going out with my friends. Like, can you see why niggas be like, no? And have attitudes, and then women be like, you're insecure and shit like that. And I'm pretty sure she was one of those women that would be like, you're insecure.
In the way that she looks, yes.
And how the fuck can you come insecure when all you hang out is with single bitches? Or maybe cheating bitches. When you're in a relationship and you have friends, well, people tend to know about your friends because you get the words from the relationship. I'm going to hear about shit about your friends. You're going to hear about shit from my friends, from each other. And then if you tell me a fucked up ass story, then I'm supposed to,
stress you out with this person.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's still that person.
If the person was chill and y'all was chilling on some other shit, you work with the person, sure. But you talking about you want to go hang out with this person? That speaks volumes.
Depending on what you're doing.
If all your story is about this bitch doing shit bad,
I know, and now you want to be with
and you want to go hang out with her,
yeah,
you're supposed to believe that?
Right. That's not set up that scenario.
And then for her friends, it's a bad look. Like overall, I feel like friends. So there's a thin line for me. It's another topic I just indulge lightly on it. It's a thin line. If you're really somebody's friend and they're really married and their life is decent, if a person makes a mistake, that's you tell that person about that mistake. And I'll go into a better scenario. We're a couple and we have a friend couple, and that was our friend couple that got into the shit, right? And you were her friend. And I was his friend because of this. Well, I will not see that couple anymore knowing that she is doing this. She's told you. You've told her, but she wants to continue. I can't. I mean, he's not my friend, so I'm going to walk away. I can't tell him anything. I could, but it's not my business. Furthermore, you shouldn't be telling him anything. You can tell her to tell him, and you can tell her that, hey, you commenced to doing this type of behavior, we cannot hang out. That's what real friends should do. Real friends don't cover shit like that. Because at the end of the day, per law, association. And I'm not going to jail for no fucking body. Period.
Yeah, when it comes to your marriage, that's on different grounds. When you're dating, I can't hold you to that standard because you technically haven't made that commitment to that. Anyone, really. Mm-hmm. But when you are married, just like they were, then that's different. And if it's really your friends gonna hold you accountable. They're gonna give a fuck about you more than just you having fun for your overall. I think it's a shitty excuse for you to want to cheat on somebody because of their work life. She went into that situation knowing that either he wanted to become a firefighter or that he was one. You understand the long hours that were going to happen. You understood that you were going to be by yourself.
Sure.
Probably more than usual. That doesn't give you the right to cheat on a person.
No, but you had the right to say no before you got married.
Right. Because you knew that was coming.
I mean,
that's not I want to be a firefighter. That's usually something that they've had in their mind for a while. It's a process to do that.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty piss poor of an excuse. And That's what it is. The second part of the question is?
I said if you would have been in his shoes, would you have privately handled it or would you have exposed her? And why?
That's a tough one.
It's kind of like three.
If it were me, shit. I don't want to sound abusive.
It's like I would have handled it publicly private.
I mean, y'all would have known publicly what happened privately. It's like,
Pretty about this.
Like, damn, you fucked up. What happened? Like, well, I ain't got to say nothing. She'll tell you everything. It's one of those things to know all the information. So I guess it's a two-part answer. For me, I can see why he did the build-up. Yes, I'm petty like that. But I don't speak in violence, but I've been in violent situations. And I would have brought it up privately. I just don't know what would happen privately.
Probably would be best not to. Probably would be best not to.
I mean, the thing is, because if I got all this information, right, and this information, and you're lying to me in front of my fucking...
So hard to hold it all in until that night.
But the thing is, this is where I am in my life also. Me currently. It's one of those walk-away situations. You find out this information, you just walk away. Get in your car, start it up, and leave. Tell your parents to comfort your kids for you, and you'll be back in a little bit. Not a little bit like hours, like, I gotta go for a minute. Because I'm gonna really fuck some shit up. I'm gonna fuck some shit up. If there's nothing you just walk away from like that. I don't know how people walk away from years upon years nonchalantly.
Somebody would have had to have taught you how to manage your emotions to the T to be able to do that effectively. Like counseling or some shit. Someone to talk to you for a while. I don't even think that's possible to do.
It is. A lot of people don't do it, but it is possible.
That is an impulse. It's
impulsive.
I'm gonna react to that.
We can't promote domestic violence, and I don't. I'm just saying I don't know what happened privately. That's all I'm saying.
It's like, in my what's the why?
Why? So
it's not easy. That hurts, and people do it for less. But if you've been with someone for,
you guys are physically, emotionally attached. You guys have a different bond, and I don't agree with a lot of shit that these people do to their wives. Don't get me wrong. I understand for some of them. I don't agree. I understand. It's tough, man. In this particular situation, if I had, we'll go into that in the end. You should go ahead and answer that second and third part. If you were in that person's shoes.
Initially, in my head, it makes you want to say, go off. Because I think of all the time that's spent with somebody. As I mature, I know that when I let myself get to that type of anger, it takes too long to get over. I think I would want to handle it privately because I wouldn't want everybody to keep reiterating it to me or trying to ask me what's going on with it or thinking that they're comforting and they're really not. It's just adding more stress to it. I would want to manage my feelings, I guess, on my own, I would say.
Well, intervening in that is, when you say privately...
Not on social media. Not blasting
no,
person out.
But it's just talking privately. Okay, but so what's the why? Just because you don't want everybody else to see it?
I wouldn't want it to keep flowing out there, no. And then I think of children. Although it's fucked up, mom's fucked up, but you shouldn't have to see the other person losing their shit. I don't feel that's fair to the partner who's had to suffer it if it was me, and I don't think it's fair to the kids. I think it's more people at stake, your career. You still have to live after this situation. Whether you're together or not, you still have to navigate that. That's hard when you put all of your shit out there.
Now, mind you, this is gathered information. And I'm not saying the impulse decision to talk about it, But you have enough information to blow your fucking lid.
Yes, but not to have to blow your lid to the world. I'm not gonna get on the
No,
megaphone.
he didn't do that. I mean, can you at least understand why? Like
yes,
how
every
and
bit
how
of it.
he did it?
Every bit of it. She did horrible things. And it never makes sense to me why people get married and then your partner unprotected. That shit's weird.
We don't know if it was unprotected or not.
He said that. He said she had to take Plan B.
Oh, yeah,
all in the messages. So that means that you're sleeping with whoever you're sleeping with without protection.
Outside of protected or unprotected, that's still it's equal. That's a 10 is a 10, and that gets no 8.5 because you had a condom on or didn't.
There's so many things to be mad at.
Yeah, it is like countless things. So, are you gonna? And you speak of children. You mean you're really gonna take this lightly?
No, don't take it lightly, but I don't have to display it. I don't know if I would have relinquished all that information at my birthday.
I get what you're saying.
No, I'm gonna have it out with you and shit, but that does not mean that I have to.
But
do that setting.
in the sense of gonna have it out with you,
we're not having
then in this case, like we said, or you even just said, privately probably wasn't the best thing. So even then, it made an ass out of everybody. That probably was the best outcome
for him. Yes.
And her.
Yes. Yeah, because she got an opportunity to walk the fuck away, but he wasn't even thinking of hitting her. He was just thinking of telling everyone
what happens when you're in that private space?
And he got into
and then your shit gets to that BP.
Then you might need to make a judgment on your personality.
Ain't no might. Shit's gonna happen. That's impulsive shit.
You gotta make a judgment on
you you already made the decision to have this conversation, and now you have to hold everything you know, whether it's lies or not, and you have to contain them.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it as long as he did. We would have talked. It would have blew up at the house the moment I saw it.
Yeah, exactly.
I could not have went on. He's very freaky.
On site. That was one of those. No,
because he had to play the party nicely.
I wouldn't say strong. I'd say he had a bigger agenda. And this is not the first time. So maybe, even though he didn't do it publicly, I feel somewhere in the back of his head he knew somebody was going to record it.
Yeah, of course. We're at the party and I'm getting ready to do a toast to myself. Of course, everyone is recording.
Somebody's going to record this shit.
It's like, so you know that it's going to be exposed.
Exactly.
And then that means to let whoever you're sleeping with, they're going to know that I know that you've been sleeping with them too. Everybody.
Versus whether they know or not, doesn't really matter. Like, I know, so fuck him. Like, at this point, fuck you and fuck him.
No, I'll be like,
not soon today, nigga. Like, she is not. If we have 30 days, then she has literally 30 days, and I will leave for 30 fucking days. Sure, fuck it. Why not?
There's no home because you said fuck home. You said fuck me. You said fuck everything, and then bitch, you threw me a birthday party after you been seconded. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that was mad weird.
Bad. I don't think there's any comeback.
I don't either. Like I said, on the sexual side, yeah. Because you guys been fucking forever. Given how I know you've been fucking the streets, do I really want to? No. That's on you. And that's one of those things. It's broken now, and no, you cannot come home tomorrow. It's broken, and it's broken forever.
No,
because it's old. It's not young.
No.
And if it was young, knowing what I know now, that's still not excusable. If it was young, being young how it was prior, was naive and didn't know anything, sure, we come back from that.
You can't to this extent.
Not now.
You heard so much. And then this isn't just like you're sleeping around with a lot of people. You have a full relationship that all your busted ass friends know about. It's very hurtful.
And that's why I really can't fuck with you, because you got a group of friends.
I can't trust you.
Like nobody.
Your friends, your family. I don't trust your whole existence.
I don't trust anything about you.
I don't want them at my house.
And the thing is, it's like, because now you're making money, what happens when that point comes, like the one brown firefighter in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Same thing. Nigga, I'm not losing my life because you got loose pussy. Bitch, go fuck with your loose pussy over there. Why do I have to die because you have loose pussy? Like, that is not my problem. That's your problem. And don't make my problem be your problem. So no, it's all around done. All right. Another one from listening to It Is What It Is, Cam and Make show, as they were talking, he had a question, and I recreated the question. It says, why give pity to people who can change their circumstances by financial means? I'll elaborate more on it so as to be more understood. I'll use our most recent natural disaster. That's the word I was looking for.
Like periods.
All these Hollywood stars' houses got burnt up, and that's cool. I mean, it's not cool. Don't get me wrong. I say that's cool because they flex like they got millions, flexing cars, flexing red carpet, flexing this, flexing that. First off, I mean, to even fuck with me, one thing you don't know about me is I'm godly. I may not speak about religion much, but if you follow me, then you know I'm godly. That being said, I don't give a shit about your worldly shit. I don't. But if it got burnt up, nigga, blown away, crushed. And for me to actually feel sorry for it would make me more of a sinner than I already am. Because now I care about your worldly shit when I don't even care about worldly shit. And I'm told not to care about worldly shit. So ultimately, fuck your worldly shit. Now, when it comes to people like you and I, people, I'm not going to say I struggle, but just everyday living people. I don't have millions and hundreds of thousands right now. So if I lose my house, nigga, yes, I lost my house. I don't have backup change to give me another house like that. I don't have backup change to go rent out a hotel, the top floor for 3 fucking months. I don't. Why do we give people pity that don't deserve it when there's motherfuckers like me and other motherfuckers in the rest of the world that's struggling to make it day to day, and there's no pity for us? I mean, I'm not even asking for pity because I'll be okay. But what about the niggas that's getting evicted tomorrow? What about the kid that can't eat tonight or tomorrow morning? What about the kid that got dirty clothes tomorrow because of a bad community, because there's no jobs? I lived in a place where there was like only 2 buses and the work was less than mediocre and it was very far spread out. So I'm not making this shit up. This shit is real. Where's the pity for those people?
I think people tend to. Everyone loves a sob story to feed into. Just how you were referring to the whole Malibu situation. It was on social media, it was on the news and everywhere. And then people related it with celebrities that they felt that they had connections for because you watched them in movies or you heard them talk on things. And I think when you form a connection, it makes you emotional. So then you want to help them more versus someone being on the corner that you see that has a sign or just in an area that you know is poverty stricken. You're not worried about that because there's no story there. You just care about what you can relate to.
I don't think none of us can relate to Malibu fires.
No, but you can relate to a celebrity. Oh my gosh, this is Miley Cyrus. I like her so much. I saw her in this situation. I watched her since she was little. It's so unfortunate that her house is burnt down. I should give money to them because they need us.
Man, I don't rock with. I don't. I heard you and I understand it. I still can't. It doesn't penetrate. I can never understand that factor of how, like, I give money to homeless people all the time. Per Bible, I shouldn't like that. But per Bible, we should also help. So there's a thin line.
You help those who can't help themselves.
Fools and children.
These people, a lot of
and
them
widows.
can't help themselves.
So if we take fools, widows, and children, those aren't fools, widows, or children. Again, we're pitying the wrong people. I'll speak clearly. I have no pity for no one. Like, I don't, but nigga, Like, my shit was so fucked up since fucked up. I literally pity no one. I mean, we had to get out the mud. I feel like, don't get me wrong. I have feelings for people or feelings for things, like for shit that's happening. I feel for the hungry niggas in the world. I feel for the dirty kids that can't go to school tomorrow. I've been there, done that. Like, I feel for all of y'all. But it's no pity. Slightly because I come from an era where it was minimum and you just had to stand up, my nigga, and get it. Honestly, in today's society, I feel like giving pity is like a blanket. And if you give a nigga a blanket, how is he gonna know how to warm himself? And you got to learn to make fire, like I did. That's how I feel about it. But I'm definitely not gonna give pity. I'll give more pity to the starving, and I'll help more of the starving. Like if it comes in the form of donation, I'm gonna donate to something that doesn't even have a donation sign. I'm actually gonna give. I don't give how you get people recording niggas and giving shoes and money and weird random shit. I don't do that. That's pity with a purpose. If you really have pity, my nigga, it goes unsaid.
You should be. But everybody, I just don't like that word. Pity just sounds like, oh, it's so sorry. It just makes whatever the situation is sound so low and beneath. I just don't like that word. I had to even look it up to see exactly what it meant. It's basically the same thing as sympathy. It's just to sorrow and compassion for something or that's caused by misfortunes for someone.
And so for America to say, let's pity Malibu, is that really misfortune? Because one, we know that's mad fire shit down there all the fucking time. And Malibu is so fucking expensive that nobody can fucking live down there. Right. So if everybody's shit got burnt up, why should we pity the 1%ers when the 1%ers don't give a fuck about us?
It would have made more sense for everybody to be more heartfelt for what happened in Paradise. Because these were regular people. Mm-hmm. And there's no one to relieve them. There was no funding or anything that they were doing for them. Exactly. These people didn't have a way to build back. A lot of them died in their freaking cars and homes from being burnt up in this area because they were elderly.
Right.
It was horrible.
Right.
But that's why I felt like if people associated Malibu with what they see. Oh, I see these celebrities. Oh, I see these people. Oh my gosh, the awards and things are there and it made them more willing to help. Whereas you're just being shown stuff burn up. No one cared the way that they needed to because you had no affiliation with it. You cared about Paradise if you had a relative or somebody there. There was no way to make a
celebrity houses got built, burnt up.
Yeah, but that's what you heard when they talked about it on the news. You saw regular people on social media trying to, they can all place themselves back into good positions, but all the celebrities are what drove the help to Malibu. All of the money that was pushed there helped to bring Malibu back. They pushed I forgot what award ceremony. I don't think it was the Oscars. I don't know if it was the Grammys. They pushed something back because of the fires out there. They're losing money, so you had to bring back into Malibu to be able to keep it going.
Malibu's in Hollywood, though.
No. But they still push the narrative. Have to see what was in the areas that was burned. Why did they want on
nothing? I've been to Malibu before.
What are they trying to put there? Is that part of the railroad thing that they're trying to build that crossed through there to where they needed funding to continue to do that?
When we talk about things, we have to go into a deeper thought, like, because the awards, all that shit's in Hollywood.
But that's what they talked about. Even if it's not there, all you have to do is put that inklet into media. And no one is going to look that up. Because I definitely didn't give a damn. I don't watch the awards. But someone else does. So, oh no, I can't have this anymore. We have to give money. They can't afford to do the things that I like to watch.
So, repeat that, please.
So people are more willing to help when things are eye pleasing, and it's an attractive person or something pleasing story or pleasing end you hope for, then they're willing to donate versus just a guy
random dirty person.
Yeah, saying please, I haven't ate in 2 days. They're like, ugh. You won't even look at his sign. You won't even acknowledge him because he's not to what we've been taught should be eye pleasing.
That's why I can't. It's almost a bass backwards thing. Although the Bible is real, right? And then there's that side of it also too. But these people got more money than you and I.
Right.
And they don't deliver to anything that we believe in. Are they helping? They helping hungry children in Africa, nigga. We all live in America. Nigga, if y'all donated all the fucking money that y'all was donating all over the world to the streets of America, nigga, will we even be in this situation? I'm not saying feed niggas, make grown niggas your children. No. It doesn't hurt to have a helping hand. You know, let's push the narrative of everybody get on their feet. Some people can get on their feet. I mean, this world is fucked from the very beginning, from war and armies and, I mean, that whole branch. And when you go in there, whether you go into war or not, you still getting fucked up. They still fucking you up. Then they let you back out after your time is done. Fucked up. We're just creating, you know, a worse atmosphere. And then, you know, saying, hey, donate to fix it. When the donations is already doing it. Where are y'all getting this money from to even fuck people up in the first place? So, no. Pity. It's all time in
Yeah.
Given the original question, just the normal, like, well, it goes back to when you say people like Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus has the financial means to change her circumstances.
Right.
So why do we care?
Because she's eye pleasing, and I can associate her with something that Hannah Montana means something to me.
If Miley Cyrus' house burnt up today, she would have a house by tomorrow.
I know she would, but I feel
Like so, but
the
the niggas down the street may die on their street corner.
Yeah, but I don't know about them.
But you see, they starving.
How? No one.
Because you know what energy looks like, and you pass by it.
If you do a GoFundMe, then I know you're so.
We drive down streets every day. We see hungry niggas.
I know, but you ain't looking at them.
I do.
You're gonna look for the story. You're gonna look for that. Oh my gosh, the family displaced. They have 3 kids. You associated with something that pulls your heart, not from your eyes.
I have to disagree with that statement because when we go to particular shopping lots and I see families versus seeing one person, I still help that one person versus those families because I know that families is bogus.
Not all the time, but
no, it is.
That's what appeals to your heart. Your eyes sought that out. That's something that's associated with you. You feel that because of how you were saying past circumstances and how you felt. So your eyes are automatically going to go into that.
My eyes automatically, because I have a family, my eyes automatically go to my family. If I see a family hurting, I'm going to help a family versus I'm helping an individual. But I know personally that these families are lying. That these individuals are real.
For me, it depends on the story. I know there was a child that approached me one time, and his dad and him and the kid and the little sibling and their mom were all sleeping in the car. You can physically see the car. That was a family that shit was very much real. The child got out because his parents were too embarrassed to come and ask for something.
Sure.
That pulled my heart.
Sure.
I gave him what I had.
Sure.
I understood it for that, but you do know the difference. These kids are clean and they're standing there. That shit's not real.
I mean, I helped a family that had a van that was newer than mine. I didn't even know they had a van.
Right. People, they go to the heart, though. That shows.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so you cannot have pity for people that can change their circumstances. And you don't really know who can change their circumstances, so you have to make a judgment choice.
Right.
And a judgment choice is you're a bad parent by having all your children out here given these weather conditions.
Yes.
We have to see the pity in that. We have to stop looking at it as it's hot or it's cold. Parenting, we would never do that. If you see a little baby out there with no coat on and it was getting carried on a stroller, you'd have a different opinion.
Yeah.
Same opinion.
Naturally, as humans, hold others to a higher standard than ourselves. Why do you think that is? And is it possible to retrain your brain to do otherwise?
So for that first part, I just need you to elaborate a little bit more.
Or I can say for me, it's easier for me to critique someone else and pay attention to the things that they're not doing. And when it comes to myself, I give myself excuses or grace. Why is it you can grade someone harder than what you hold yourself to? Why do we naturally as humans do that?
I think because we always think we have the best advice. I think people think they have the best advice, they're the best talkers. And ultimately we're the worst people. When I say we are the worst people, I speak of myself and everybody else that's in that category, because I'm in that category of giving advice and not taking my own. Sometimes I do give myself my own advice, but that's a conflicting thing, and I think that's another show. I don't think I'm a know-it-all. I know I'm not a know-it-all, actually. I feel like I went through a lot of shit that people are going through, that I've experienced, that I may be able to give them a little bit of a piece of what I'm going through, so to speak. But it's nobody going through what I'm really going through. There are, but I don't see those people. I don't even hang out with those people. It's not saying that I don't want to, just not in that circle at this moment. I don't even like being in a circle where I have to give advice. I said to myself, I'm not giving nobody advice anymore. I've grown to that point to where I notice I do that. I don't want to do it. I don't feel like, especially myself, I can't give it to myself and take it. I definitely can't give it to you. And that's just a mind thing. Somebody else can concur that and say, well, sure, I can give them advice. I may not be able to take my own, but I still help somebody. If you ultimately help somebody, then you did good. And it was called for.
I just feel that a lot of times people kind of shun others more than they do themselves. We're taught, we're trained to hold others to a higher standard than ourselves. It starts with our relationships with our parents sometimes. They tell us to do a certain thing or how things should be, but then you spend your whole life seeing, for whatever circumstances that they have, they're not doing the same as what they're asking you to. And then
I got the first part and I answered it the way you said it, but what you just said right now doesn't go with.
I know that was yours, but that was how I felt. I felt we do it because we were taught. You feel you do it just natural from things that you've experienced, how you're able to give more advice to people than what you are to follow it yourself. It's just, is it possible to train your brain to do otherwise? Is it possible to teach yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I think I answered that in the first part when I said I no longer try to do that. I work on myself. When I notice myself having to give people advice, I try not to, depending on situation. Like if it's business shit, right? I'm not a business coach. I have a team. I'm telling my team what we need to do. You know what I mean? And also telling myself at the same time. We're just kind of working together and building our own support group. In that same sense, well, I'll stay on that topic. To retrain yourself, yeah. People are like, yo, can I get some? I have no advice for you. My advice is to go seek advice. I have nothing to give you. Until I can be one with myself, I can't do better for you than I do for myself. I can't help you until I can actually help myself. That's the truth of the pyramid. Helping yourself is first before you can help anybody else. People don't follow that structure. People always want to help everybody else so they can help themselves.
Yeah.
If you're down here and you're helping somebody up here and they get to up here but you're still down here, what did you do? Nothing. Because you never helped yourself. You may have done something decent for them, but what are you doing for you? Are you even in a position to be even given advice in the first place?
Then it's like no one is unless it's a situation that you
People
yourself
are.
has been through.
Psychologists.
They're by
Are,
law
right.
legally able to, but a lot of the stuff that they're giving advice on, they've never experienced it to even understand what someone is going through.
So now whose obligation is it? Because now it's obligation to find what suits you.
Your own.
Somebody out there has been through it. You just have to find them.
Right.
It's how I feel. The mind can change. I don't know. What you think?
You can retrain your brain, I feel. I am in the process of trying to retrain my mind to focus on exactly what I need to be doing. I never thought of what I needed to be doing. I lived a lot of time just existing. I feel the only way I'm able to begin to retrain my mind is to actually see what I need. I don't know what I personally need.
If you don't read or you don't talk, that's a you thing versus.
It should be a you thing.
I mean, it is.
And you won't know that you need to be doing this until you start seeking out
loud.
more. You won't know that. Gotta really start thinking about you. Where do you feel as far as
where you empty at?
Bro, yes. What's missing? Why am I angry here? Where do I need to grow here? You have to start asking yourself questions to be able to retrain your mind. To be able to focus on a little bit of you versus everyone else. You're totally on everybody else, and you're not even acknowledging what is wrong with you.
In my opinion, if I had a speculation towards that, sometimes we may have given up on ourselves. Like, we didn't want the results we wanted when we wanted them. Then we reached a particular point. Now we may just feel like that's all we have to do. I see a lot of people that reaches this point in their life and don't strive for any more. Just stay stagnant. And they'll even know the difference.
Right.
But still do.
We have no purpose.
I mean,
what you're striving for, if there's no point to it, what are you living for? What are you doing it for? And not that bullshit how everyone says you're kids. No. What are you really doing it for?
Right.
What are you trying to achieve?
Right. He agrees. People do need to get in tune with themselves. I know that. I know you shouldn't be giving nobody advice until you're able to take your own. I know that to be a speculation. It's a fact.
Sometimes it's good to, not necessarily for you giving the advice part, but it's good to hear yourself say it. You gotta hear yourself sometimes while you're saying it to someone else. It's a reminder to you.
That's what the show is all about.
Reflecting?
No, let's talk about it. Like, on whatever is going on.
Yeah.
Personally, social medially, individual, like your peers. Talk about it. The one thing that we do all struggle with in the brown community is coping with our problems. The one place that you guys can come and feel fucking comfortable is right here. You get the L is lit. Fucking, we talking. Ain't no judgment. In the sense that this contradicts what we just said. I don't know everything. If you do want to call up and you want to talk about it, I'll listen. If you do want an opinion, I'll give it. How about that? I'm not going to force it on you. I'm sure you can spill your beans. If you get wild, I'm going to cut you off. But don't. If you want an opinion on the matter, sure, I'll give it. It's not no advice. Don't look at it as advice because I'm not even where I want to be yet. Even if I was, I don't really have advice for people. My advice is simply going to be the same thing. Go talk to God across the board. I don't really got nothing to say to you. No one. If you have a problem, I'm not your father. I got children. I help them. You know what I mean? I could be there for individuals as much as I can, but at the end of the day, I'm not your father. That's what you got a daddy for. Use your daddy first. Maybe suck. That's probably why you got problems. You don't want to talk to your daddy. Talk to your daddy, you might not have no problems. I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't even believe in them motherfuckers. I know they exist to a degree. But I can tell you why. Because I seen 2 kids before they were born.
So weird.
And I said my grandma died. So I can't say I seen a vision, and they can't tell me they seen a vision, and I can't believe them. I have to believe them to an extent, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go out and call myself a fortune teller, but I have to believe them if they tell me they see visions, and I'd be like, visions aren't real, and I've already seen and gave up 3 visions before the shit even happened, so they're very much real. How you want to explain them, I don't know. That's not my thing. But I can tell you what, they're real. The same way. I'm not knocking fortune tellers. They might be taking their gift and going extra. God gave them a gift. That might be a gift. You don't know that. The thing is, so look, we're going to go into another show with the Jews in the media from what we was talking about earlier. I didn't even write it down, but I still remember it. And this is like the Jews and the gay and the media. The Jews run the media. Period. That's not being racist or nothing. We know that to be a fact. I feel like the Jews were the Hebrews, so they got freed. They may be mad that they didn't see God how they probably wanted to see God, like the prophecy. I wanted to touch the prophecy. I wanted my whole family to see the prophecy. Want to be a part of it. You didn't get it, so now you're on some old bullshit, and you're pulling bullshit on the world because of your own personal fucking weirdisms. Between the Hebrews and the Romans, we fucked up for real. Humanity. Because even if the Hebrews was their people, and their people is now running the media, and we're all fucking attached to the media, well, we're all fucked up. There is no way up out of it. We're all fucked up. Period. Gone for a good distance. Stop it. We gotta finish with the fucking end result of all the topics. No matter who you are, pity is pity, and you should always feel something for everybody. I truly agree with that. Being conveniently gay is never cool. There's too many diseases out here to be affecting all these different souls. There's a different community that is accepting to your behavior. I think if you want to be conveniently gay, you should go indulge within that. As far as we're giving advice to people, I'm going to just say this. People with glass houses should not throw stones. And when it comes to cheating wives and bad display of breaking up behavior, if you know who you are and you know who the other person is, and the flares and the temperaments publicly might sometimes be the best overall place to do what you're going to do. Nobody needs to get hurt publicly or in private. Even emotionally, everybody's hurt. But emotional leads to physical damage. And nobody needs to be physically damaged. That scenario, sometimes the most embarrassing thing is the greatest outcome.
The things that we talked about tonight, just let me know as an overall, we need to be less about self. We have to have more compassion for people and stop being worldly and just focus on the things that really matter.
Snip it.
Yeah, just the overall.
That's cool. Alright, good night, everyone. We always rocking and rolling, man. How like we started the bread, we keep holding. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't gonna pig put a cape on the 8, man. We're gonna get it till we can't. You know what I'm talking about?
Good night.